Fairy tales. The legend of the star apple tree. Once upon a time, there was a mother and son who lived alone in a small house. Pitying her son who had lost his father since he was a child, the mother worked hard every day to be able to afford daily expenses. She devoted all her love and sacrifice to her son. Being spoiled by his mother, the boy often became fussy and cried. He often hung out with naughty children who caused trouble in the neighborhood or played pranks that made others angry. Once, after being naughty and being scolded by his mother, he sulked and left home. Waiting for her child to return, the mother searched for him day after day but still had no news. The boy continued to wander from place to place, playing mischievous games without anyone to supervise him. He ate whatever was given to him, and if no one offered him food, he resorted to stealing. Enjoying his newfound freedom, he sometimes thought, "If only I didn't have a mother. Then I could play all day without anyone controlling me." One day, while wandering along the road, he saw a flock of ducks laying eggs in a hut. Amused, he picked up some stones and started throwing them, breaking many eggs as a form of entertainment. The owner of the duck hut was asleep, but the frightened cries of the ducks woke him up. Peeking through a crack in the door, he saw the boy smashing the eggs. Enraged, he grabbed a large stick and ran out after him. Terrified, the boy bolted, running as fast as he could without daring to look back. After covering a long distance and realizing he was no longer being chased, he collapsed by the roadside, gasping for breath. Exhausted and hungry, he suddenly thought of his mother at home. "I should go home. Only my mother truly loves, cares for, and protects me." After many days of wandering, he finally reached home. The surroundings remained the same, but his mother was nowhere to be found. However, there was a strange tree growing right in front of the house. He called out, "Mom, where are you?" "I'm home." He called again and again, but there was no response. Disappointed, he stood beneath the tree and burst into tears. Suddenly, the tree began to tremble, blooming and bearing fruit at an astonishing speed. In no time, it was covered with smooth, green, glowing fruits. Still in shock, he watched as the largest ripe fruit fell into his hands. Starving, he took a big bite, but immediately grimaced and spat it out. It was unbearably bitter. A second fruit fell into his hands. This time, he peeled the skin before biting into it, but it was too hard, he had bitten right into the seed. Then, a third fruit dropped. Eagerly, he rolled it in his hands to soften it. As he did, the fruit cracked open slightly, releasing a white, milky liquid. Tilting his head back, he drank it, and the sweet, fragrant taste reminded him of his mother's milk. As he savored the familiar, comforting flavor, he had no idea that his mother, heartbroken from missing him, had sat in front of the house crying for days. When she finally grew too weak, she collapsed and transformed into the tree that now stood at the door, waiting for him to return. The boy hugged the tree tightly. Its rough bark felt like his mother's worn, hard-working hands. The leaves were glossy green on one side, while the other side was tinged red, like a mother's eyes swollen from crying and waiting for her child. He heard a soft whisper in the rustling leaves. "Only after tasting 3 times do you know the fruit is sweet. Only after growing up do you understand a mother's heart." It was his mother's voice. The boy burst into tears. The tree trembled and stretched out its branches, embracing him, just like a loving mother comforting her child. The meaning of the story, the legend of the star apple tree. The story tells about the sacred motherly love and the regret of a child after leaving his mother. When he returns, he realizes that his mother has passed away, but from the place where she disappeared, a lush tree with sweet and refreshing fruits has grown. This symbolizes a mother's unconditional love for her child, no matter what mistakes the child has made. The star apple tree represents a mother's boundless love, always protecting and caring for her child. It also serves as a reminder of the value of family, love, and appreciation for our loved ones. Lessons learned. 1. Cherish family love. Parents always love and sacrifice for their children. Appreciate them while you still can. 2. Do not leave your family for temporary desires. The child in the story was too engrossed in play and forgot about his mother. When he realized his mistake, it was too late. 3. Regret cannot make up for all losses. Once loved ones are gone, no amount of remorse can change the past. Therefore, always show love and filial piety while you have the chance.